All right, I'm Ben, and I'm here with KVRX 91.7 FM at the Austin Psych Fest on Saturday, and we're here with Nashville's Paperhead. And so, from what I understand, you guys used to be called the Looking Glass. And so, how long have you guys been playing together in any form under the name Paperhead or Looking Glass or any of those?
Since we were like 16, but we've known each other for a long time.
And how old are you now? So, how many years is that?
Almost 20.
Okay. 4 years. Yeah. So you guys seem to have like a lot of influences and take a lot after some more kind of obscure psych pop stuff, like the band July is sort of your namesake. So I was wondering, are you fans of websites like the Acid Archives, kind of that kind of stuff? Is that how you have gotten into this music?
I don't know what exact websites we use. I guess a lot of illegal downloading of stuff, but not. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, we found out about a lot of those bands just from some of those
from searching around, but also a lot from going to Grimey's in Nashville, like a record store, and spending time with other people that were into that kind of stuff too. And so, like a lot of other guys shed light on the way we should head, you know.
And so I've noticed that, like, from your first to second record, it goes, I think, a lot from being a little bit more jammy and instrumental to like this kind of more produced psych pop. And is that kind of the direction that you plan on keeping the band in, or do you want to continue evolving it into something else?
Yeah, we want to write more pop songs and kind of stray away from more of the jamming kind of stuff. But we still really like that kind of thing too. But for a record, we want to write a bunch of pop songs.
And so is that kind of the difference between your studio and live performances, in that, like, you know, you have that song, Do You Ever Think of Me, that you played today, and it was a lot louder and garagey, whereas the recording is kind of this very dreamy psych pop?
Yeah, that way you can be like two bands at once, you know, like a live band, play a different kind of music, but still play the same songs.
Yeah, a lot of the songs we wrote for our last record, we kind of wrote in a studio setting. We wrote them to record and ended up recording them with minimal arrangements, not full band, and then we adapted them into live songs.
Yeah, to be able to like change already recorded songs that were, you know, thought of as studio only songs, to turn them into, I don't know, liver, more lively things.
Do You Ever Think of Me was kind of always an acoustic song, and that's the way it is on the record, but then we decided it might sound good if we tried it with a full band, and it did. We just have to play it faster and louder.
So you, as I mentioned, you're from Nashville, and you were talking about the record stores there, and I noticed that it's really cool that you guys play like all kinds of vintage equipment, like original Farfisas and stuff like that. Is it easier to kind of find that sound and find the equipment to make that sound in a town that's so historically like a music business town, a town where all that stuff was being made, originally produced in the era whose like music and whose style you're influenced by?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, the equipment is a big part of it. You can really define a sound by the kind of equipment you have, and yeah, definitely being in Nashville, we've been able to find not only just the music but different, you know, instruments themselves really easily.
Yeah, we just scour on Craigslist until we find what we need. But yeah, but Nashville has a lot of country stuff too, so it can be hard.
So I think every cover that I've ever heard you guys do has been British. You did a T-Rex cover on that Record Store Day 7-inch that just came out, and you just played a Soft Machine song live. Does any of your influence come from American bands, or the American psychedelic bands of the era?
Oh yeah, definitely. We love the Velvet Underground, and we love all those bands, so I'd say just as much. But we just really want our sound to be more influenced by the British, but we still like take major influence.
I think like United States of America is just as like perfect of a psych record as anything put out in Britain or anywhere else. You know?
Yeah, I'd say like Texas, New York, and San Francisco areas, as well as like Dutch garage.
Yeah.
Getting really into that.
European stuff is nice.
I think the Golden Dawn record.
Yeah, Golden Dawn. Looking forward to seeing them tonight. Or wait, were they playing tomorrow?
Are you sticking around to see them?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
You know, they played a few years back, but they didn't play. They only played like 2 or 3 songs from Power Plant, and then played newer stuff. And then I think George Kinney was battling cancer most of last year, and I think is fully recovered now. And so it's going to be I think it's going to be kind of a comeback set, and they're playing all of Power Plant, which will be really cool.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah. Let's see if I'm trying to think if I had any more. Well, I've talked a little bit about the studio versus live dynamic, and another thing that's I think really cool about the 60s as an era is where it really came in, the idea of using the studio as an instrument, and the studio being possibly something completely separate from the live atmosphere. Really, that idea was really born then. So do you have the ambitions to ever make a record that lush, something kind of like Forever Changes, or a record that's just very studio dependent, very dependent on a lot of orchestration, the kind of thing that you don't even really imagine trying to pull off live?
Yeah, I think with our last single, we tried to achieve a thing where you couldn't recreate it live. I mean, it could be played live, but none of the sounds we wanted were able to be reproduced, because we really liked how it was just able to be done in the studio. But
Yeah, I guess with the last single, we were really kind of listening to the first Move record, and we really liked all the tape splices and stuff, and yeah, going along with what Peter said.
Some of the best parts of records, like string arrangements and stuff like that, can't really be done live or on tour really easily.
Yeah, I'd love to have strings on a record. We'll see about the future.
I guess just before we wrap up, besides Golden Dawn, is there anyone you're really looking forward to seeing? And I know you just put out a single, and then your LP that came out last year was, I think, recorded the year before. Do you have another record in the can, anything like that?
We're gonna record a record this summer after a tour, and it's gonna be good. I can feel it. No, I don't know. I'm looking forward to see Golden Dawn, but Black Lips will be cool tonight, and I hope to catch some Brian Jones. That's great.
Looking forward to the OCs too.
Yeah, OCs.
yeah, we'll have an album next. We will.
Cool. Well, thanks. Live from the Austin Psych Fest at Emo's East in the Beauty Ballroom. This is KVRX Austin. I'm Ben. Thank you.